Oh, hi there. Let's have a quick look at scatter spots today. It's a simple way to play sounds at random locations at random times. And we wanted to make this as simple as possible so that we focus on sound creation rather than tweaking numbers in a details panel. So we'll start with a very simple case and then we'll have a look at how the current scene you're hearing is set up. So let's jump in. So I search for SweejTech Ambience in the Place Actors panel. I place a volume. And from here I can use the brush editing workflow, since this is a volume which uses a brush component. Then we can utilize the brush editing mode, which allows us to create any sort of shape we want with this. And I don't know why you'd want to do this, but if you want to do this, if this is what you're into, then this is what you can do. When we enter this box, we want it to start sounding like it's raining. So back to selection mode, I add some attenuation distance. I set a higher priority just so we know that this one is the dominant volume when we enter it. So this is a rainy sapling. You can see that here in the inspector. I select it, there it is. And we're going to choose a sound. And for this time we won't be using the ambience definition. So we'll be using sound asset override directly. I search for Rain 01. Looks good. There we go. Fading in and out. And now we want to create scatter spots for this volume. So I enable scatter spots. I add one array element. And the reason this is an array is that we want this to be able to be split up into different categories. So for example, right now we're creating thunder spots. Very nice. Because when it rains, sometimes there's also thunder. The more you know. So when we're in this editor, from the top we see just two fields, scatter spots, a collection of scatter spots, and enable pre-warmed spots. We'll have a look at this one a bit later, but for now we're just adding one scatter spot. And when we create one index here, we just have these settings. So we have repeat time, how often this happens. So 10 to 20 means that it will trigger between every 10 and 20 seconds. Distance, it will trigger between 10 and 30 meters, a bit close for thunder, so I'll just add a 0 to each, 100 to 300 meters, sure. And higher, 50 meters to 100 meters maybe. We won't really use attenuation as we usually do. Let's do some thunder rumble here. We will only use the attenuation for spatialization here, so it won't actually attenuate the sound. And yeah, let's see if that works. And there we go. As you can see now, we have to wait quite long for this thunder to play, since we have a longer time for it. So if we want it to be an initial fast trigger, then we can enable pre-warmed spots. And that means that it will, the first time when you enter the volume, it will trigger between 0 and the min time. So between 0 and 10 seconds, the first trigger will come, and then every 10 and 20 seconds. So there we get one within 4 seconds. Yeah, and for this demo to be a bit more exciting, we'll just lower these times to 3 and 7. It's going to be very rumbly the next time we start this sequence. Unfortunately, my visuals don't really support it. This is sound art, as they call it. That's much better. Let's have a look at how this scene is set up. So we're going to open the forest definition, and we can find this by finding the volume that we're currently in, double click it. That will select the responsible volume in the outliner, and then from there we can reach the scatter spot asset. So as you can see, this is a list of 9 elements. The first one is foresty wind gusts that play every 4 to 10 seconds. At a distance of 5 to 12 meters. The next one is a bird, where we've also added 1 to 5 meters height. It plays between every 6 and 20 seconds and at a distance of 5 to 20 meters. And then it's just more of the same, more birds in the scene. And it sounds like this. And just to be clear with what the scatter spots are contributing to this scene, we can disable them like this. And you get quite a dead scene, so we're relying a lot on the scatter spots in this one. So let's bring them back. And here you see the not pre-warmed behavior. So the default behavior, it takes a bit of time before the sounds build up. And we know people will want different behaviors here, and that's why we made it a setting. And that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching.